Well, good evening to our Masonic Homes family, to our residents in Covina and Union City, to our clients and staff of MOS and MCYF, and to our team members, our staff, wherever you might be this evening. I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. Well, as you can see, I did venture out and I did make it down to Palm Springs. It was a bit of a trip. It was about an 8-hour drive to get down here, and it was a bit of a different trip to get down here as well because everything was closed on the way down. So not really stopping in a restaurant to get anything. And so, but managed to make it down here, managed to spend the 4th of July here, and I'm very happy for the change of scenery and seeing 4 different walls than the walls I've been used to. So, I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July as well. I know it was a very different 4th of July for each and every one of you, and I know not being able to see your family, not being part of a barbecue, not being able to see your friends and see your other residents has been tough, and it continues to be difficult, especially during those holidays. And so, but your efforts are well worth it, and I do have good news, great news actually, because MHC still remains COVID-free. So going back historically, you remember we had one vendor who tested positive in our first initial testings up at Lorber, our skilled nursing in Northern California. We then, of course, had to have that second round of tests. And after that initial round, we did 229 tests, and all 229 results came back as negative. So finally, I'm able to say that. Now, the next round of tests, because remember we had to do 2 rounds after the baseline, we've done 245 tests, 226 results are back. They're all negative, and we just have 19 results pending. And we don't anticipate that we're going to see anything as a result of that. Now, I will tell you that we had a vendor who came in Covina, and that vendor subsequently tested positive. But during the time that they were on campus, they did spend some time with, I think, 2 or 3 residents who are now just in quarantine, just in an abundance of caution. So the great news is MHC is still COVID-free, and I'm telling you the challenge is getting greater and greater, because I gave you the good news, but now I have to give you the dose of reality and the bad news, and that is that the state of California, as well as several other states, are just seeing tremendous spikes in the number of new COVID-19 cases. Now, there's a lot of speculation out there. Why is this happening? Well, when you begin to reopen and when people become a little less, how shall I say it, conservative in the way they're handling this, there's going to be more exposure, and we've seen more exposure among young people as well. And so I'm going to once again ask you to please, if you can, don't go out into the community. Be incredibly cautious. Wear your mask always when you are outside of your room, especially if you're off campus anywhere, and remain within that 6 foot or remain socially distant when you're out there, so 6 feet or more. And just remember that, anyone around you could be carrying the COVID-19 virus. They could be asymptomatic and not even know it. So always err on the side of caution. Make sure the people around you are wearing masks and that you are wearing your masks. And I know there's a lot of controversy out there about that, but really, you got to be safe. You got to be careful. All right, so let me give you a bit of an update on construction. I know somebody called to ask, what's going on? Well, let me start with Pad B. If you've seen Pad B, or you can see Pad B, you can see that the framing is going up. And so progress is being made. As I said, you were going to see that framing start to go up, and things are going well there. Construction is on time, on target, and still on budget, which is always a good thing. As far as the campus landscape master plan, well, you can see the railings are being painted and being installed, the sidewalks, the paving is in. And so we're finishing up, of course, the front of Wallenberg, that's being completed. The central spine is being completed, but much progress has been made, and it's looking really good. And we still anticipate that it's going to be completed on a timely fashion by the fall of this year. So all great news. I haven't had a chance to see it in person in the last week and a half, but I definitely can't wait to get back to Northern California so I get a chance to actually see it myself. Very exciting. All right, so well, that's about all the news I have. Some good news for Masonic Homes, some bad news for the state, and some exciting news about Pad B and the rest of the construction that's being completed. Now, as for the construction down south, that's still rolling along. It is way late, as we know. Some of this has been related to COVID. Some of it just is related to material issues and some other issues regarding the roof that had to be completed. But we're still hoping to see that open in the fall, and we're very excited about that as well. So if there's anything that you'd like me to talk about on my Wednesday talk, please just give me a call and let me know what topics you'd like to hear about or what topics you don't want to hear about. So until then, remember, now is the time to be incredibly cautious because there's such community spread right now. So until Wednesday, remember, I want you to stay home. I want you to stop the spread, and I want you to save some lives by doing all of that. And so until Wednesday, God bless you and your families, and good night.